Days of blog marketing, and today I want to talk about why and how to niche your blog. Now, a lot of people don't think of, talking about niching your blog as blog marketing, but it really is one of those foundational pieces. So yesterday I talked all about how to create your brand identity, which is kind of that first piece in building that foundation in order to market and grow your blog. And selecting your niche is kind of that second piece. And although, this could kind of come first before you build that brand identity, but it all kind of comes into play. So whether you select your niche first or you do the brand identity next, however that works, you need to make sure that you kind of tackle these fundamentals. And that's what we're going to be talking about for the next few days of this 30 days of marketing, is those fundamentals that you need to tackle before you're really ready to start growing your blog and marketing it and spreading the word. Okay, so let's talk about this. Why and how to niche. Now, a lot of people get really uncomfortable when you talk about trying to niche down and niche real specific. And they think, well, I don't want to be confined and I don't want to get bored. And, they just want to be able to write whatever they want to write about. But you've got to think about this. Think about a reader. Think about when you go to a blog. Do you want to go to a blog where there's just a bunch of randomness and there's nothing there for you to count on and rely on, and you never know what you're going to get? Or would you rather go to a blog for something specific, and if you find something good, high quality, you can keep searching for more and more and more? Okay, so here's an example. Now, I am gluten-free. And so when I go to a blog and I find a really good quality gluten-free recipe, I want to find more. And so I'm going to dig through their site and see if I can find more gluten-free recipes and find more great value from them. And if I find a killer gluten-free recipe, and then I go to look at the other blog posts, and now I'm finding articles about like fashion or house cleaning or, kids activities, I'm going to be like, okay, this is a little odd. Now, I will say, if the content's killer, maybe it would keep me, but really, I'm there searching for gluten-free recipes. That's what I want in that moment. That's what I want to stay there for. And so if they can't continue to provide me with that, I'm going to leave. So think about your blog. You have to think about it as a business. If you want to market your blog, grow an audience, make an income from your blog, you have to stop thinking about it as your passion project or a side hustle or just your creative outlet. You need to think about it as a business, and you need to start looking at it as a business owner. And so business owners really fine-tune their niche, and they get really specific about what it is that they're providing, what makes them so unique and so special. What's that competitive advantage that you have? Okay, so think about what it is that you like, that you're interested in. And, if you're a blogger already, or you're thinking of starting a blog and, you're just going to kind of go into it and write about whatever, I want you to kind of pull back the reins, stop for a second and reevaluate and try and think about what you could really write about. And if you're struggling with what to niche or how far to narrow your niche, go out on Google and just do some Google searches. Go into Pinterest and check out some other bloggers within some various different niches or some various topics that you're interested in. And maybe you'll get some ideas of how you could niche down and what you could select. The other advice that I would have for you in this is that maybe the niching isn't necessarily about the topic, because I know a lot of people are they're really uncomfortable niching so specific on a certain topic. So maybe it's not that you're niching down to a topic, but you're niching down to an audience. So maybe you are niching down to stay-at-home dads, and you're writing content specifically to stay-at-home dads. Maybe you're niching down to people who love to hike, and it could be anything relevant to people who love to hike. And so that's still a little niche, hiking, the topic of hiking, but maybe you're addressing other topics within that, because maybe people who like to hike are also really interested in healthy food ideas and travel ideas. So maybe travel spots with great hiking, or you could have like food recipes, some different clothing for hiking. So you could kind of take it along some different routes there, but you're narrowing in the sense of, that very specific type of person or that type of audience that you're trying to relate to. So think about that with your niche. Now, again, you do not want to be just blogging about whatever comes across your mind, whatever, tickles your fancy that day. You need to be blogging about something specific so that when people land on your blog, they know that they can come for that type of content and they're going to stick around a while and keep looking at that type of content. Okay, so that's kind of your homework for today, for today's video. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, make sure you go back and do that. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. It's a 30 Days of Marketing playlist, so check that out. And then make sure you also subscribe below so that you get notifications every time I go live this month for this 30 Days of Blog Marketing. And then just sit down for a little bit today and think about your niche. Think about who it is that you want to reach and what type of content you want to share. What is it that you're really passionate about? What is it that you love talking to other people about and sharing with others? That's really how you're going to define that niche. And you can also look at it in the terms of what area is not being served. So there's 1,000,001 food bloggers out there, but is there a very specific niche of food bloggers that is not being served? There's I can't think of her name, but there's a food blogger out there, and she basically, her entire food blog is like sugar-free recipes for desserts. So all desserts that don't require any sugar at all. I think she just uses fruit to sweeten them, and just all natural ingredients. And that's all her food blog is. It's all about desserts. We talk about a super specific niche, and she's killing it, and she's getting a ton of exposure and a ton of traction because people are loving that, and they know when they go to her website, that's what they're going to get, and they can just dig around forever and ever and ever and get all these amazing recipes using nothing but fruit and all natural ingredients to make these delicious desserts. So again, think about your niche down, and then join me back tomorrow for day 3 of the 30 Days of Blog Marketing. I'll see you there.